We've got movement sign. So exciting. So we're now diving into movement. So that's pretty cool. For the most part, it's pretty standard. We've seen the actual movement values listed in the profiles earlier, but they added a little bit more detail to how the movement phase works, how run works, and how falling back kind of works too, which is kind of interesting. Not necessarily kind of like the retreating when you get attacked and you lose. We'll see how that whole assault stuff works later on. But right now, when we're talking about movement, pretty standard. You get your movement value, you go. Your faster guys like Harlequins or jet bikes, they're going to have a much higher value, and then your slower guys, like we saw with the Terminators, are going to have a much slower value or lower value. So big thing is that units have the ability to run or advance still, but it's all done within the same phase. So that's pretty cool. You have the ability to run a roll of d6, and then you add that to your movement, and then you just do it all at once. A lot of us have been doing that anyways, but in tournament play, usually you have to break it up. So it's going to speed up those games. I'm really excited about that. It just makes a lot of sense. One thing for sure is that it's going to be able to be applied to all models are going to be able to do the advance. And so you're going to be able to see bikes, you're going to be able to see regular infantry, dreadnoughts, everything. Some things like flyers are going to have maximum and minimum distances, something similar to what we have right now, but they're going to be more specific to the actual units. So we're going to see our fighters with higher movement values and our bombers, because they're much larger and slower, they're going to have a much lower value. So I'm interested to see how they work those out, and I really hope our bombers see the table a lot more, because I, for one, have not fielded my bomber in the longest time. So, moving right along, one thing I did want to make mention of is their announcement about falling back. So when you're in an assault with a unit, so let's say, for example, you have a really good assaulty killy unit, but they get tied up by some really tanky unit, like some really crazy Terminators or something like that, and you can't quite get through their armor. Your power weapons are more aligned to, let's say, just regular power armor. You can have your unit actually fall back out of combat in the movement phase. They won't be able to advance or shoot or assault, but that will give you an opportunity to use your other units and focus fire on it to get rid of that unit and be able to bring your unit to something else later on. With that said, though, make sure you keep an eye on where you're falling back, because when you're doing that, you might not necessarily, you got to keep lanes of fire in mind. But this is apparently going to work really good for our Astra Militarum folks, because they're going to be able to do some pretty tricky moves from what it reads here within the article. The last little piece is something that I know a lot of us are really excited about, and that's the psychic phase. So tomorrow we're going to see that drop. So let's stay tuned and we'll check that out. So I'll make sure I have a few minutes tomorrow and look through it and let you guys know what I think. So with that said, again, every tidbit I'm seeing about this new edition, it looks really good and really exciting. So I hope you guys are on board, okay, because I know I am. If there's anything I missed within the article, please let me know. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting down, and I appreciate that. Keep me honest, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. Take her easy, guys. Bye now.